Hello everyone. Welcome to the 2024-2025 kickoff meeting. So this is an intro video. I have to tell you guys that this is an edited version of our kickoff meeting. We were not able to add me speaking on there, but you can hear me, so I'm here now saying hello. And then also the part of meeting all the coaches, that is going to be canceled out, but you will see us September 9th into September 10th. So, alrighty, I look forward to seeing you all soon and enjoy the video.
Alrighty, so welcome to the 2024-2025 kickoff meeting. Welcome all families and swimmers. It's nice to meet any of the students. We are going to be getting into the agenda. So first, we're going to get into our mission and values. Next, we're going to get into our goal for the season. Then we're going to get into the schedule, practice, then our coaches, what to expect, volunteer partners, and then questions. And then on these slides, I added some new things. I put quotes on the bottom of Olympians throughout these past couple of years. So please check them out. It's good for your swimmers to stay on top of what other swimmers have been through. And a really good way of doing that, yes, watching swimming videos, but also watching their videos of how they are as a person. So this one's from Natalie, and I love her backstroke, phenomenal backstroker. So our mission and value. We believe that the sport of swimming can benefit from our members physically, mentally, and emotionally. The club will encourage, promote, support excellence in competitive swimming through a professional coaching staff supported by active parent involvement. Within the framework of our team, swimmers will learn life skills which can be used to make them better equipped for success both in and out the pool. So our values, and I'm really big on this for swimmers to know our values and parents. So perseverance, we do not give up. Leadership gives something to the sport of swimming in the world that is needed. Commitment, you need to be committed. That is for swimmers and parents. Accountability, you are responsible for your own actions and your future. That goes for our swimmers. So if they are upset that they're not dropping time, what are you doing in practice? Are you talking in practice? Are you playing around? I need all swimmers to always be accountable for what they are doing in the water and out the water. Because if they're getting bad grades in school, that's not going to help in the water. Confidence, knowing you can accomplish all your goals. Next, each one teach one. When you are taught a skill, it is truly your duty to teach someone else. Last, community, we evolve together. Our goal. So our goal for this year, and I didn't add this in last year. Well, I didn't promote it, but this year I want the whole swim team to know our goal for this year so we can all hold each other accountable for when the goal is not going correctly. So you can say, hey, what about this? So our goal for this year is training for a purpose. The first one, we're going to focus on the technique, consistency, leadership, ERC camaraderie, study your craft, and progress. And under study your craft, I'm going to go through it on our website. So on our website, we actually have tons of resources for swimmers. That is a wonderful opportunity for swimmers to understand the sport of swimming and how where to go to get certain times if they want to qualify for a certain meet. This is the perfect place to start. And I'll show you that when we go through our website. Any questions so far? Okay, all right. Next one, our swim practice schedule. And there is a new rule that I am adding in this year, and I'll tell you guys why as well. So our Stingrays practice will practice, and that's where I tend under swimmers that are non-competitive. They will practice Tuesday, Thursday, 4 to 4:30 at Turkey Thicket. Our race prep is still non-competitive, that's 10 and over swimmers. They'll practice Tuesday, Thursday from 4 to 5 at Turkey Thicket. We are separating the groups this year. So we will be at Catholic University Monday, Wednesday, actually Monday through Friday. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be our race program. And that is our 10 and under group that they will be practicing from 4 to 5:30. So from 4 to 4:30, they'll be doing dry land running. From 4:30 to 5:30, they will actually be in the water training. This facility is an amazing facility because there's a track right next to it, and we have the space to train them the way they need to be training and their age group of 10 and under. So the opportunity opened up for us and we took it. So that's going to be for our 10 and under group competitive. And then for our 11 and over group, they'll be there Monday through Friday. And we're going to be utilizing Catholic University and Cookie Thicket because we don't have that many 16, 17, 18-year-old swimmers, but you guys will see how that's going to lay out. And the new rule that I did do for this year is no swim meets on Sunday. All of our coaches, we do go to church on Sundays. And it was kind of a hard for us always trying to make the swim meets and be at church at the same time. So I am laying out the schedule for all of us to have at least each event that we want to qualify for throughout the entire year. I got a question. Does the level change when the swimmer turns 11? No, it doesn't change. So when the swimmer does turn 11, the 11 and 12 group, I'm sorry, really quickly, but that 11 and 12 group, they can still practice that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you want them to practice more, you would just have to bring them that extra Tuesday. So not really, you just get an extra day. So but I forgot. Okay, Sundays, yes. So we are going to make sure throughout the season they'll still be able to swim all their events that they need to be able to qualify for the meets in January, February, and March. And we do have a designated coach if they do make any qualification meets on Sunday. Coach Monty already said she would do it. She's waving her hand. That is for the future, but that is the new rule that I'm adding in for this year. Any questions? All right, so meet the ERSC coaches. My name is Anise Foreman, and we have Coach Elvin, we have Carice Hall, and we have Monty Malmerica. Now, Monty Malmerica, she's literally on the flight right now as we speak, and she's such an advocate. She's on the Zoom right now on the flight, but we already prepared a video, so I'm not going to have her speak, but I am going to have all the other coaches speak and myself, and I am going to go first. What happens when the swimmer's events fall on Sunday? Yes. So that is going to happen a lot throughout the season. The swimmers events will fall on Sundays, but we will have meets going throughout the entire season. So say if we have, like I know the first meet, I'm pretty sure it's our freestyle swim meet. If it's a freestyle swim meet, that first meet that we're having, and there's no other events in that swim meet but freestyle meets, that next meet next month, we're going to put them in as many events as they can do on that Saturday. And then that following month, sometimes we do have 2 swim meets in 1 month. So when we do have 2 swim meets in 1 month, we can take advantage of having one. They can do as many events, the odd events that they never do on that Saturday, and then the following Saturday, not the weekend after, but the weekend after that, they can do the other events that they would do on that Sunday. Did I answer that question thoroughly for the Sunday question? Thumbs up. I don't know who asked it. John? I think so. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go first. My name is Coach Anise, as I said before. I am going to say one thing why I love to coach. I've always loved to coach. One, to see how these children progress in the sport. That is like the coolest things to see. And then on top of that, seeing them grow and become leaders in whatever they want to do in life. And them coming back and saying, hey, I'm into this, and just seeing their growth. I've always loved to see them mature in the sport and in life. So that's one of my favorite reasons why I do coach. And I love the technique behind it because I'm very technical when it comes to swimming. I do like to paint, so I like to paint flowers a lot. So on my free time, sometimes I'm painting. And then also I do mental health coaching as well, and I do that in the summer. I don't know what's the third one. Oh, I do not watch any scary movies. That's one thing that I cannot do, or roller coasters. So those are 3 fun facts about me. Coach Alvin, if he's about to go up, I'm gonna hop out the way to let him speak. All right.
Hi everyone, my name is Coach Elvin. I'm Anissa's dad. I've been coaching for over 30 years. I love coaching and I love seeing the kids progress. And I've coached for a very long time. I watched kids when I had them at 6, all the way till they finish to go to college. And it's a joy to see them grow and then come back to help out So I really appreciate it. It's a joy to me. And, I built the club, when I started it, I built it so a niece will have it one day. And dream came true. So I love it. I cherish it. And three fun facts. I love roller coasters. I like to listen to jazz. And I love to watch horror movies. So those are three fun facts about me. And I've coached summer league, I've coached high school, trained college swimmers. I met a lot of Olympic swimmers. Was able to work with them. I've been to Colorado multiple times, and I have a lot of experience. So to watch kids grow in the sport and bring my experience to them, I just love it. I love private coaching. I love group coaching. I love senior coaching. So I really enjoy it. So I'd like to thank you for allowing me to coach again this year. And I just can't wait till the season starts. Thank you.
All righty. I'm going to have Coach Carice. You can pop on. I'm going to get out the way again.
Hello, I'm Coach Carice. My favorite thing about coaching is building confidence within kids and seeing them grow and progress and seeing them happy within themselves. I know that's a big deal and that's very important in my opinion. Three facts about me. I love shoes. I'm a sneakerhead to the T. If you see me on deck, you'll see me with a new pair of shoes every day. I promise you. I draw very well. I like to sketch people more so than lands. I could be a professional if I really put my mind to it. And my third thing, I say I was a music major, so I play a couple of instruments very well. Haven't picked it up in a while, but those are my three things.
Okay, so and then we have Coach Monty. I'm going to play a video for Coach Monty because she is on her way out the country.
Hi, I'm Coach Monse. I like coaching because I love the sport of swimming, and I consider it a privilege to help athletes acquire technical skills and improve them, and to give them mental training and generally help them grow in and out of the pool. I started as a swimming instructor and I taught for 13 years young kids and adults in both private and in group classes, and then I became a swimming coach. I currently coach for ERC and I coach for Dayton and undergroup. And young kids bring an incredible amount of excitement and energy to the sport, and they're always a challenge and a reward. So I love coaching them. Three fun facts about me are: number one, I always mix kids' names, but I don't care. And they know me anyway. And my hair is always pool crazy, but I don't care either because I'm in the pool. And third, I love hiking in national parks. And so I look forward to seeing you on that this season.
All righty, so Monty, since she's still there, do you want to say hi or are you about to take off?
I can say hi. That's about it. We are about to take off like right now. Just wanted to say thank you everybody for the opportunity to take care of your kids and teach them something. And I think all of us make a really good team with the kids. We're all very dedicated. We all love the sport. We all love your kids. And I think you can't really ask for more than that passion from the coaches. So I'm looking forward to this season. And that's what he said.
All righty, thank you, Monty. Have a safe flight. I can't wait to hear about it. Tell the kids I said hello, and I'll see you when you come back into the country. Hi, guys. All righty, so now we're gonna go on to what to expect this year. So I wanted to first get into, because I know we're building up the competitive program in DC. So with building up any type of competitive program in USA Swimming, you have to learn the sport of swimming. And I do put a lot of resources on our website to kind of print things out and to ask questions, but this is your time to really understand how the sport of swimming works. And everything in swimming is about time who you know, and how hard that you want to work. So that's why I put on there the ins and out of USA Swimming. When I get to the website, I will show you where to find those resources at. The apparel, we are going to be doing more apparel this year. We're going to have towels, we're going to have water bottles and hats. And then also we are going to have passion, drive, and resilience, no matter what the situation is. Because when a swimmer is passionate, and when the parent is passionate, the kid has that drive, and no matter what the situation is, they will be resilient, and it will keep pushing forward, forward, forward. So when I get into that on USA Swimming, when I get into the resources, I'll show you how to work that. Yes, I said yes. Go ahead. Thank you. I'm being a mom at the same time, guys. So I tend to multitask here and there. But I put a quote on here that I love that Kitty Ledecky actually said. It says, practice like you are not good enough to win and race like you are good enough to lose. So when swimmers actually understand what other swimmers have gone through to make it to the level that they are performing at, it is not easy, but they will understand the work that they have to do to get there.
Hi, my name is Monse, and I am the mother of two wonderful young athletes, Marcos, who's 15, and Christina, who's 12. They joined ERC at 5 and 7 years old, and they have grown up in the sport of swimming with ERC. And I have grown up as a mother of athletes and volunteer with ERC. I started as a timer at News, and at the time I didn't know that timers were parents, but I found out. Then I realized that coaches really do everything. They do a lot and they always need help. So I offered to help out. And I started doing little things that the coaches asked me to do. It has been a really, really fabulous experience. I have taken different roles over time, and they have all been very rewarding for me. When my kids joined the world of competitive swimming, it actually became a way of life for the family. And in fact, my family became part of the ERC swim family. So, like in any family, when something comes up, when something has to be done, the members of the family have to step up and do it. We have to help each other. So our children invest an incredible amount of time and energy, mental energy, physical energy, emotional energy in the sport of swimming. And so do we as families. So it is quite rewarding to see them success and grow and mature in the sport, but it is also just as rewarding to be an active participant in their success. Some days are fun and exciting, and some other days we have to drag our feet. But we always get a profitable return for our investment in time and energy. So I encourage you to become part of the swim family by being a stakeholder for this season. There's something for everyone, and just remember, your kid needs you, and your team needs you. So good luck this season, and hope to see you around.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Monty, so much for doing that video for me. That was phenomenal. So as she stated, she has been a volunteer from honestly day one. I remember the first time actually having a conversation with Monty, and I've coached all over DC, Maryland, Virginia. And I will never forget that she came on the pool deck and life was going, and she just looked at me and asked, can I swim? So she started off swimming with the swimmers. So understanding what swimmers actually go through, she's a master swimmer. And then little by little, she was learning the sport and now a coach. But she's always loved to see her children progress, and not only her children, but all the kids on the swim team, and then as well as learning the sport of swimming so she can be there to advocate for her swimmer or any other swimmer when something is not right on deck. Because the same way how it is in school and in government, it is political on the pool deck as well. It is in the best interest of our swimmers and all swimmers around the world because it makes it a fair playing ground. So I did want to put out a volunteer ERC. We are looking for 3 more people. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to Jennifer, Kelly and Maria for signing up. We are only going to be missing our show can turn official, one more person for the banquet team, and we're going to have one person for the apparel team. For me to do all the apparel work, I mean, it gets a lot. So I would love to have somebody there like Anise. This person's missing that thing. So if you love to reach out to me and say those things, go ahead and sign on up because that's what I'm gonna need. Because as the season's kicking off, caps do break. Swimmers do sometimes lose swimsuits. Sometimes they need a different size. Sometimes they want a different shirt. Sometimes they want a different color. So yes, I can handle it, but I would love to have just somebody right there, just kind of making sure, keeping it accountable. So we also have one more person that they can go to if they want anything else under ERC apparel. Yes, coaches, we do 50% of the work, volunteers do 30, swimmers do 20. And also I want to speak on from a swimmer's perspective. Yes, my dad was my coach, but him being on deck, being in the sport and being involved grew a love and a passion and sometimes dislike throughout the sport because one, you have there to back you up and be in your corner, but two, on top of that, no matter if you have a bad race or a bad practice, they will always love you. So no matter what the situation is, so I highly recommend if you have time to volunteer this season, please volunteer. We will have our first volunteer meeting on August the 15th. And we're going to have a monthly meeting every month throughout the entire year. So we will stay connected and it's just going to be a beautiful growth. Alrighty, so our partners, of course, everybody knows that we are under USA Swimming. And that's what our swim team falls under. But there's different entities throughout USA Swim, and they graph them out as East Coast, West Coast, North, and South. And we are part of the East Coast and the Potomac Valley section. So all of our things are under Potomac Valley. And fun fact, Potomac Valley has some of the fastest swimmer in the whole country. So we are high up in the ranking for competitive swimming. Virginia has a few Olympians coming out of there. Baltimore, Michael Phelps came out of there. So this area of swimming is very advanced, and Potomac Valley represents that, and that's where we fall under. Swim Truth, that's where I have my mental health coaching, so that's where I'm at thoroughly throughout the summer mainly, and then a little bit throughout the winter as well. And then we have Manta Dive and Aquatics, and there's a story behind that. I am going to pause for a second and go to our website. So on Manta Aquatics, so as my dad said before, he was the founder of the swim team. And it started when I think I was 5. And I grew up with swimmers as well. And on the swim team, we had tons of swimmers that became entrepreneurs, that became doctors, that became college coaches, that were in the military. And Manta Aquatics, their owner, we actually swam together when we were very young. But this is him right here, Chris Manny, and he was a phenomenal coach. And he still this day. And on top of that, he knows the sport so well that he can coach, but also do videos and photographers and coach at the same time as doing it because he grew up in the sport and then went to college for collegiate swimming as well. So he's very knowledgeable in the sport. I am not going to say too much. I'm going to play his video and get out the way. I want to introduce Chris Manning, my friend, wonderful entrepreneur and businessman. And I'm going to scoot over here and play this.
Thank you so much, Anise. Hello, Elite Raise family. My name is Chris Manning, also known as Coach Chris on most pool decks. When I say hello, Elite Raise family, it's because, as Anise just said, Elite Raise has been a part of my life or my family since childhood. It is the first competitive swim team I've ever coached on. I swam with Denise in the first 3 lanes on the deep side of the Sports and Learning Complex pool at 5:30 every morning. Elite Raise was the first team that I coached after some great encouragement from my then girlfriend, as of today, my wife of 8 years. In light of current times, I will point out that she is a Howard graduate, and we encourage everyone to register to vote, as well as your kids if they will be of age in time for the upcoming elections, both presidential and local. Now that I'm off of that soapbox, we can hop into Manta Dive and Aquatics and a little bit about us. On the screen, you will see a video, or you are seeing a video that documents a 1-hour videography session that I completed with an 11 and 12-year-old female swimmer from the Potomac Valley Swim Organization. Where you see the two videos, the first video is on the left and the second video is on the right. After video 1, the swimmer was allowed to see herself and self-correct. Where you see a third video, the swimmer saw the videos 1 and 2, and then I gave verbal coaching as well to see how they were able to improve with that. First question I have, who has ever made a dance video for social media using their phone or tablet? You can put yes, no in the chat, give a thumbs up emoji, anything will work. No? Some? Your kids possibly? All right. So you or your kids, when they make that video, how many times do they record themselves, or how many times do you record yourselves before you post it? Do you post after the first video? Do you post after 5 recordings, or does it take a bunch of times for you to get there? Go ahead and throw in 1, 5, 10 more. Give people a chance to respond in the chat. You're also welcome to come off mute as well. For me, if I'm posting a video, then I take a bunch of times. Usually when I see that first video, it doesn't feel like a good video. It normally feels more close to a bad video. So I'll ask for the person who said 5 to 7 times, how do you usually feel about that final video, or the one that you actually post? That this is good, that this is bad, or this is the one? Well, that's what occurs when your athlete works with us to capture underwater videography. They go from not knowing what they look like and trusting only what they feel is correct to aware and able to self-correct. If you go back to the dance video analogy, it looks like all the times that you play the video in your head. You imagine what it's going to feel like, but then you go back and you do that first recording. And if you're like me and you belong in a pool rather than on a dance floor, you're probably repulsed when you see that first recording. However, there's a whole lot of perspective to be gained from sitting in that truth. And that's without being able to say stuff to your coach like, I didn't breathe off my turn, or I wasn't doing flutter kick with breaststroke, or I did finish my stroke. Coaches, feel free to add anything that you hear throughout practice that makes you want to pull your hair out or take a break at the bottom of the diving well. As a parent of a 3 and a 5-year-old, there are times where I wish I had playback in real life. But what comes is with this new truth, through visual learning, your athlete can adjust, grow, and get faster. When you combine those videos with the time that your athlete is spending in the pool, that's where their stroke goes from feeling like this was bad or this was good to this is the one. And that's what we want for our kids. We want them to feel like what they're doing is right and meaningful. So it's safe to say that everybody has seen underwater videography. We're watching and celebrating the Olympics, and having swimmers, I'm assuming that we've all seen at least one race from Paris. But how many of us have seen ourselves swim underwater? If you have, was it beneficial? All right, now thinking about those things, why do you or your children swim? Is it for the fun of swimming? Is it for fitness? Is it for hopes of scholarships to high school or college? Is it grander? Is it wanting to represent your country at the Olympics? Some of the benefits are improvement in stroke mechanics, injury prevention. As Anise mentioned, I swam in college. I went to Florida A&M on a scholarship for freestyle and breaststroke. And I ended up getting tendonitis in my knees because although my breaststroke was fast, my breaststroke was being swam improperly. It can also be used for fundraisers, for swimathons to help reduce the cost to swimmers or to help scholarship swimmers who are unable to pay for it, or for college recruitment, or even for live streaming meets like we do right now for the Olympics. Another good benefit of it is when you're on that cusp of making a qualifying meet, but there's something not quite right in your mechanics. So if you want to just focus on looking at my turns and what am I doing wrong in my turns where I'm getting this half a second where I'm short from making this qualifying meet and I actually want to get there. That's the benefits of underwater videography. The prices are $200 for a 1 hour session with accessibility to discounts. And we will drop the link to the website in the chat. But those discounts come from a couple of different ways. You get a 10% discount if there are 2 swimmers at the same time, or a 20% discount for 3 swimmers. I do not do more than 3 swimmers at a time to ensure that we have the proper amount of time to record the swimmers and get enough content for it to be beneficial. And then there's also the possibility of getting an additional 10% discount if your team is using our services over the course of that month, as the teams work on a month-to-month basis. Your groups pay on a per swimmer basis. And as I said, they're limited to 3. And that video that you receive, it's received immediately following your session. So I am recording the video. It is streaming from the camera that I use to my iPad. And I have the option of either airdropping it directly to you, or if you don't have Apple devices, then you are able to have the files uploaded via a shared drive. For that, there is a $20 fee in order to make sure that that happens. That is an overview of what I had to talk about. Are there any questions?
Okay, I guess.
All right.
It was so detailed that no questions were needed. That was amazing. Thank you, Chris. That was phenomenal. And to have a partner like this to work with us, it gives us an advantage to see what these swimmers are doing under the water. And that is the main point of a lot of things when dealing with technique and getting faster. We can see on top of the water, but sometimes getting in that under the water of knowing where their power, where they're pulling, and I think we have a question, where they're pulling, oh no, that's Chris, where they're pulling their most power at in freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, or butterfly, really can say, one, are they getting more power in the front part of their stroke or the back part of their stroke? Or one, are they slipping underwater? There's so many different things that happen underwater, especially as swimmers are developing in swimming, so they can actually hold themselves accountable. Okay, in freestyle, if I am slipping, I need to turn my hand correctly, so they can thoroughly think about what they're doing while they're in practice. So I want to say thank you, Chris, for presenting. I want to say I hope parents take advantage of it. I'll work with our volunteer group to see if we can get some fundraisers going for this, for the swimathon, to get paid to let the swimmers see themselves under the water. And I think once they see themselves under the water one time, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, this looks so cool. So thank you, Chris, for presenting our website. Because I know last year we have so much information on the website that I want to make sure that parents, one, know how to get to it, and then understand how everything's laid out. So the first part, I know when it comes to swim meets, because we have tons of swim meets throughout the season. For our swim meets, you want to go to the tab meet schedule. We already have all of our swim meets up throughout the season. Now, the only thing that's going to be different throughout the season than the swim meets, I will add on to swim meets depending on if the swimmer does qualify for a qualification meet. Or if I do know if a swimmer wants to swim a certain event and their parent has a conversation with me and asks me, hey, is it okay if my swimmer, she wants to try the 1,000 free or the mile, and that meet, they don't have it. So I will research a meet for that swimmer to swim it in. Do add in meets. But I did do something new this season to kind of make it a little bit easier for all of our parents, for our younger swimmers and our older swimmers. For our younger swimmers, I did highlight all of the meets that are for them in blue. For all of the 9 and over swimmers, theirs is going to be in blue. I'm pretty sure I highlighted them all. And then for the qualification meets, you will see an yellow highlight for you have to make sure that you have a qualifying time. And it's going to be going through all the way from September, and it goes all the way down till May. Now you will see meets added in throughout the season, and then when you do see them, most parents don't have a problem coming to me, ask me questions on, oh, this meet, but this is for right now, and you will see more meets added in depending on for qualification meets or for certain events that swimmers want to swim to possibly qualify for a qualification meet. Now, if you look at this meet schedule, and this is how swimming works. So in the beginning of a swim season, honestly, swimmers train their hardest in the summer because there's no school. So as swimmers are getting used to being on a competitive regimen, the summertime is the peak season where swimmers train hard, because coming in September, you have your first meet for the season. And how it usually goes, so you get okay times that first, and then October, it's a little bit better. November, that's when you want to actually start dropping times. So that's when we have a few meets in here that 1, distance, and then 2, we have the open. And the beginning of December, which is not that far away from September, it is a showdown, and that's the first qualification meet. So, like I said previously, swimmers need to train their hardest in the summer. It is beneficial for them because by September to December, they don't have to cram in working hard to qualify for a qualification meet, because they will already be set up to be able to almost make it by the first time they swim in September. So as parents, as the swimmers and parents are maturing in the swim season, yes, throughout the summer, there is no school, but swimmers are in the water 4 to 5 hours a day, morning and sometimes night, and in the between it, they're just playing in the water. I was thinking about continuing the sport of competitive swimming. To be really good at this sport, you really have to put in the time and the effort, and that takes a lot of consistency, and that's in the summer, winter, and fall. They do have sometimes a rest month in August, which is about 3 weeks, but even as they're maturing in competitive swimming, that rest month that they have in August, yes, they're not going to be in the water, but 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they're still doing things outside the water. They're still running. They're still weightlifting. They're still just doing anything that they know that can keep their body in shape, because they don't want to fall out of shape because of their first meet in September. And yes, the meet schedule, you'll see it alter depending on when I add in meets. Other than that, it's going to be fairly the same. And
I have
then,
a question, Niece.
sorry.
Yeah, bike riding is really, really good for the sport. Riding the bicycles, roller skating, anything to strengthen their legs, it really helps a lot. So if you have a bike, take advantage of it, whether you be young or older, take a hike, anything that works your legs to make them stronger, because the kick is a lot stronger than what it used to be. So if you watch the Olympics in Paris, if you watch the swimming events, they have strong kicks. So take advantage of that and ride your bike out there, or go roller skating, or go ice skating, or go hiking. Anything that works the muscles in your legs, it helps a lot. Thank you.
That is true. Even sometimes in summers, they have to walk to school and carry a heavy book bag. That works them out too. So especially if you live in DC, if they can rather bike ride or walk, it will help them in the long run in the sport. Alrighty, so that's going through the summits. Any questions? Okay, so that is going to be where you will find the summits. Now I'm going to go through for swimmers. So one thing that I added on here, tons of resources for them to start using. So parents, you can print this stuff out. Print it out, allow them, get like a notebook for them. And in that notebook, they can actually have all their swimming information. That is the easiest way for them to set up. Can you talk a little bit about the new student? Yes, I will talk about that. I'm going to go through what the swimmers do, and then I'll pause to talk about that. So yes, so for swimmers, goal setting. With goal setting, I hope this doesn't, let me see if I can get it over here. With goal setting, well, the worksheet's right there. Let me see if we can pull up over here. I hope it can. Okay, can you guys see it or no? Yay, nay?
Hey,
Okay, so what I will do, because I have to get out my screen to share, but if you go to the website and click on that link, it will send it to a your Word document, or for me, I'm on Apple, so it sends it to Pages, and then it actually types out of what your goals are, and then not only does it lay out what your goals are, it lays out the timing of each event that you have your goals in. So say if you want to make a 53 and 100 free, okay, what will each of your 25s be? Say if you want to make a 25 and a 50 free, what would be that first 25 of that first length of your 50 free to make that time under a 25? So 12.5 plus 12.5 is a 25. That equals 25 totally. Now, but when you put that in swimming terms, swimmers usually don't even split. So usually they go out faster, come back slower, or sometimes they negative split. They go out slower and come back faster. Just depends on that swimmer's body. Now with these sheets, it allows them to, one, understand how to break down these events in their head and for them to see it actually written out. And then two, they can keep track of their progress in their own swimming binder. So this is a really good place for swimmers to go to start when they're swimming binders, so they can actually keep track of what they're doing in the water. And then two, as they can see either their progression, or if they're not progressing, they can say, hey, what am I doing? What is not adding up? Because time does not lie. And that's one thing that I do love about swimming. It's on the clock. It's not anybody but you, because it's you and that clock. So swimming binder is definitely needed. Goal setting, and we also have technique videos under here for parents that have questions on certain things with butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, or freestyle. There is technique that comes with each of these strokes. So for swimmers to just hear and understand it, yes, coaches and talk about it, yes, they work through it in practice, but also seeing it on their free time, like, oh, this pull out might work better for me than that other pull out. Oh, this open turn might work a little bit different for me than doing this turn. So there's so many things under USA Swimming. So this is a really good place to get them started, just to kind of play around with it. Training that goes to 2-a-day practice, swimming tired. We have articles when swimmers do swim when they're tired consistently, that does cause a burnout. And you usually see it in girls around 13, 14, the burnout start to happen. And that's when swimmers are swimming like 6 days a week, 4 hours almost every day, and they're focusing on a certain stroke that's like a butterfly. You will see their shoulders start to get burned out. For men, for boys, they gradually get faster and faster because their bodies get bigger and bigger. But for women, we're different. We mature differently. So unfortunately for women in the sport, we have to work harder to get faster because our body does develop to be women, and we naturally produce babies. So we get hips and we get breasts and we get different things that add on to our bodies. So for that swimmer to understand, for girls to understand, yes, they're working through body changes. And then on top of that, yes, I have to work harder because I am going through changes through puberty. For men to understand, yes, I'm getting faster because I'm getting taller or because I'm getting stronger. Okay, I'm getting faster, but I still have to stay in the water to keep that technique, because as a person's getting taller and stronger, you do feel differently in the water. If my 11-year-old has once a week after school conflict during normal practices from 4 to 5:30, is it okay to possibly attend the 5:30 to 7:30 time? Yes, that is okay. You can reach out to me or Coach Alvin, we can always work with that because it's either going to be me or him on deck, and we will have no problem with that. We never have problems with swimmers wanting more practice. So that's always, yes, we will make it work. Okay, so, and then also we have on here time standards. I hope it goes to this link. Okay, time standards, that's for nationals. I don't want to go to that one. I want you guys to see the motivational times, and every swimmer should have this in their binder. So these are motivational times of where all the qualification meets what their time standards are. So if they say for you to qualify for this meet, you have to have a double V time or faster, then that you always want to look up top to see, okay, is this long course or short course first? Is this long course meters? And as you go through, I'm going to show you the short course meters. The difference between meters and yards. Yards is a little bit shorter than meters. Usually most of the indoor pools in Maryland are yard pools. And then most of the outdoor pools in Maryland are meters. So how they usually build them in the summertime, they're a little bit longer. And that's why sometimes most swim teams, they have to convert their times from what they usually go from like a 50 free in the winter time, vice versa, the 50 free in the summertime. It's just because the pool is a little bit longer in outdoor pools. And then on top of that, how you read this, you want to go, swimming will greatly help yours. Yes, it will. You will know the clock like the back of your hand. And a swimming clock is different from a regular clock. So I kid you not, swimmers, I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, as they're growing up in the sport, I test them all the time. Hey, you have 4 100s, the interval is 120. Where do you go on number 3? And literally, they have to think about that in their head while what we're doing to get whatever prize. So they will be phenomenal in math. So yes, Chris, you're right. So the events are right here in the middle of the motivational time chart. And it's always, these are only the events that they offer in the Olympics. So this is the events that they stick to. And it's 50 meter free, 100 free, 200 meter free, 400 meter free, 500, 100 back, 50 breast, 100 meter breast, 50 fly, 100 meter fly, 200 IM. Now, these events do alter depending on the age. So say if they're like 9, 10, do they have 9, 10 on here? I don't even know if okay. The 10 and under, they do have different events because they swim shorter lengths. So they have 100 IM on here. But as you get older in the sport, you do what Olympic trial does, and there's no 100 IM. There's a few events that are just not on here, 500 free. So this is when you make that swimming binder, you pick out their favorite color. They can actually put this in their swimming binder so they know, okay, if I do want to qualify for a meet, what time do I have to go through to actually make it? And how this chart works, it's slower on the outside times and it gets faster and faster as it goes in. So if you make it at AAA time, you are ranking high in these swimmings around this area. And in swimming, I don't know if anybody plays golf, I always call it's very similar because usually in golf, if you're a good golf player, people know you the same way in swimming. You get really, really good in swimming, people will recognize you in the locker room. They'll just want to talk to you in the stand. They'll want to be your friend because they're just trying to figure out, how are you so fast? So you get fast by setting goals. You set goals by having those things documented somewhere so you can keep track of your progression and understanding the sport. So I'm gonna go, that's what I'm gonna leave at for the summer. So outside of that, we have time conversion for if we swim a long course meet. And if you want to convert that to make a qualifying time in short course, we have the conversion for that. Nutrition, theoretical splits. That's what I was speaking about earlier with having 50 free, 50 free. You want to figure out that 100 free time. That's where you can have that chart. It breaks it down even more for 500, 1,000 or mile swims. And then swimming in college. I'm excited for that conversation as it gets older and older. How to sign up for the swim team. I think that was the question. So yes, the process of it. So you can email me. My email, I will put it in the chat. Email me and we have to set up an evaluation for him or her. to figure out what group they want to be in, and then I can place them correctly. And then if they do want to be in the competitive group, they have to actually make a certain step for them to actually make being in the competitive group at Catholic University. So first things, schedule a practice with me, a tryouts, and then we'll go from there on what group he wants to join. And then after he or she does the tryout, then you'll be able to register and we can go through the season. I'm going to put my email in the chat here. And then that's for the swimmers. For parents, I have tons of resources here for parents too as well. And this comes in handy, especially for parents that you're welcome, especially for parents that are new to the sport of swimming, because it is like sometimes speaking another language. Sometimes my child is up on the block and they're in heat 7 and I don't know, they made a qualifying time to come back to finals. Literally, sometimes it's like, what type of math equation is this? So this is a good place if you're a new parent to USA Swimming to start, just to see what other parents go through. And we possibly already answered your question. And if you don't see the answer, come reach out to me. I am more than happy to explain things. People reach out to me, email, phone call, on deck, everywhere. And I think that I'm gonna stop there for that safe sport. Safe sport, everybody, we will have a safe sport. Maria is our safe sport coordinator. So after our meeting on August the 15th, we will have more in detail on how the whole swim team will be certified safe sport. And safe sport was enacted when just for swimmers to have a platform to say if something's going wrong, and that could be somebody's touching you inappropriately, a coach might be talking inappropriately to you, something might be going on at home. That safe sport is a platform for those things to not happen. And one, God forbid, if they do happen, we can do something about it. And Safe Sport is that organization that handles that. We have a Safe Sport coordinator, and we'll be speaking to other parents about that later, right before the season starts, so everybody can understand thoroughly how do we sign up, how do we get Safe Sport certified, and make sure all these swimmers have a wonderful time in swimming and staying safe. Okay, so I am going to move on to, does anyone have any questions? Also, I put on here my number, the website, and my email address. You guys can reach out to me anytime for any questions between 8 and 6 p.m. For detailed questions, I definitely say reach out to me. For short questions, I'm pretty good at emails, but sometimes I do get lengthy in them, and my emails are kind of lengthy, so heads up when you do receive an email from me. And yes, you can take a screenshot so you can have that information. And any questions? If not, thank you. Everyone have a wonderful night. I made it in time, almost under an hour. I want to say thank you for the coaches for joining in, and also thank you, Coach Chris, for coming in. And I'm excited to work with you this season. And everybody have a wonderful night.